You take your shoes off after a long day, and the smell hits you. You feel embarrassed. You wonder if anyone in the room noticed. You have bought powders, sprays, special soaps, and nothing really fixes it. Here is what most people do not realize. Foot odor is not just about hygiene. It can be a signal. Your body communicates through smell, and your feet in particular carry information about what is happening inside your body that most people completely ignore. In this video, I am going to break down what actually causes foot odor, what different types of smell can tell you about your health, and the natural soaks and herbal remedies that genuinely work. Stay until the end, because the after-soak routine I share is what makes the difference between a temporary fix and lasting results. Let me start with the basics, because understanding the cause makes the remedies make sense. Your feet have approximately 250,000 sweat glands. That is more sweat glands per square inch than almost anywhere else on your body. Sweat itself is largely odorless. The smell comes from bacteria. Bacteria that naturally live on your skin break down the compounds in sweat and release acidic byproducts. That is what you are smelling. Put those bacteria in a warm, enclosed shoe with limited airflow for 8 hours, and you have created the ideal environment for them to thrive. The smell is predictable. It is almost inevitable if you are not actively managing the conditions. Now, most foot odor is just that, a management issue. Better washing, better drying, better footwear choices. But some foot odors are different. A chemical or ammonia-like smell can indicate a metabolic issue or a significant change in what your body is processing. A yeasty, almost bread-like smell is a strong indicator of fungal activity. A particularly foul smell that does not clear up with good hygiene can sometimes signal a bacterial infection, or in more serious cases, an issue with circulation. Conditions like diabetes, thyroid problems, and hormonal changes can all significantly increase sweating, which increases the bacterial activity producing the odor. If you've noticed that your foot odor has changed, especially if it is accompanied by other symptoms like swelling, pain, or skin changes, that is worth paying attention to, and, if it persists, worth mentioning to a doctor. But for the majority of people watching this, foot odor is a condition issue, not a medical emergency, and there is a lot you can do about it naturally. I want to spend a moment on fungal infections specifically, because they're the most common reason foot odor persists despite good basic hygiene. Athlete's foot is a fungal infection of the skin of the feet, most commonly affecting the spaces between the toes. It produces a distinctive smell that is cheesy or yeasty, layered on top of the regular sweat odor. It is extremely common. It spreads easily in warm, damp environments like locker rooms and public showers, and it tends to come back repeatedly if you only treat it from the outside. That is the key thing most people miss. Fungal infections are not purely a surface problem. Topical treatments help, but if the internal environment is out of balance, if the immune system is suppressed, if there is systemic candida overgrowth, if diet is heavily weighted towards sugar and processed food, the fungus finds a way to come back. Treating your feet is only part of the solution. The natural remedies I am about to share work best when you are also looking at the bigger picture. What you eat, how you support your immune system, and whether you are addressing the conditions that let the fungus thrive in the first place. Before I get into the soaks and remedies, I want to cover the basics that make everything else work better. These are not complicated, but skipping them means the remedies are fighting uphill. Wash and dry your feet every single day. Soap between the toes every day. Then dry completely. The space between your toes is where moisture collects and where fungal and bacterial problems start. Damp skin in an enclosed space is the problem. Removing that moisture is the starting point. Rotate your shoes. Wearing the same pair every day does not give the interior time to dry out. Alternate pairs and allow at least 24 hours of air circulation between wears. A sprinkle of baking soda inside overnight absorbs residual moisture. Choose natural fiber socks. Cotton and wool breathe significantly better than synthetics. Change your socks daily, or twice daily if you are active or on your feet for long hours. Go barefoot at home when you can. Fresh air is one of the simplest and most effective remedies for foot odor. It costs nothing, and it works. Now let's get into the remedies. These are the foot soaks I actually recommend and that have real evidence behind them. The vinegar soak. Vinegar is one of the most effective and most underused foot remedies available. The acetic acid in vinegar kills odor-causing bacteria, inhibits fungal growth, and alters the pH of your skin surface to make it a less hospitable environment for microorganisms. Here is the ratio that is effective, but gentle enough not to irritate skin. 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, or plain white vinegar, to 2 cups of warm water. Mix in a basin, soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes, then dry completely, especially between the toes. You can add 5 to 10 drops of tea tree oil to the basin for added antifungal power. Do not use this soak on open wounds or broken skin, and stop if you feel any burning. The Epsom salt soak. Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate, draws moisture out of the tissue, softens roughened skin, and soothes tired, aching feet. Smooth, intact skin gives bacteria fewer places to hide and colonize. Use half a cup of Epsom salt dissolved in a basin of warm water. Soak for 10 to 15 minutes, then dry thoroughly and apply a light moisturizer to prevent the skin from drying out and cracking. If you have diabetes, check the water temperature carefully before soaking, because reduced sensation in your feet means you may not feel if the water is too hot. Once or twice a week is enough for maintenance. The herbal tea soak. Steep 2 to 3 tablespoons of dried herbs in 2 cups of hot water for 10 minutes. Then pour into your foot basin and add cool water to bring it to a comfortable temperature. The herbs that work best here are rosemary, thyme, peppermint, and chamomile. Rosemary releases volatile oils that inhibit bacterial and fungal growth. Thyme and oregano have well-documented antifungal activity. Chamomile soothes irritated or inflamed skin. Together, they make a soak that smells wonderful and does real work. Usnea. I want to mention one more remedy that most people have never heard of. Usnea. It is a lichen, sometimes called old man's beard, that grows on tree branches in forested areas. It contains a compound called usnic acid that research has confirmed is strongly antibacterial and antifungal. Applied as a tincture directly to the skin between the toes and around the nail beds, usnea is exceptionally effective for persistent foot fungus that does not respond well to other treatments. If you can source a quality usnea tincture, it is worth keeping on your shelf as part of your natural medicine toolkit. The soak is only half of it. What you do in the 10 minutes after the soak is what makes the results last. Dry completely. Get between every toe. Use a clean towel and take your time. Then apply a light layer of coconut oil mixed with a drop of lavender or tea tree oil. Coconut oil is naturally antifungal. It keeps the skin lightly moisturized without creating the damp environment that feeds bacteria, and the essential oils extend the antimicrobial protection. Before putting on socks, dust your feet lightly with foot powder or plain cornstarch. This absorbs moisture throughout the day and keeps the environment inside your shoe dry. A dry foot inside a shoe is a foot that is not developing odor. Do this 2 to 3 times per week consistently. One soak does not fix chronic foot odor. 2 weeks of consistency usually does. The bacteria and fungal populations need time to be reduced to a level where they stop causing the problem. Natural remedies handle the vast majority of foot odor situations, but there are times when you should not try to manage things at home. See a doctor if the odor is unusually strong, chemical, or foul-smelling, and does not improve with good hygiene and 2 weeks of consistent, natural care. See a doctor if the odor comes with pain, swelling, redness, or skin breakdown. And if you have diabetes, poor circulation, or numbness in your feet, speak with your healthcare provider before trying any new foot treatment, even a natural one. Your feet carry you through everything. They deserve more attention than most people give them, and they will tell you things about your health if you are paying attention. Foot odor is almost always fixable with the right approach. Wash and dry carefully, let your feet breathe, rotate your shoes, and add a simple herbal soak 2 or 3 times a week. Vinegar, Epsom salt, herbal teas, and usnea tincture are all practical, accessible, and genuinely effective tools. If this video was useful to you, share it with someone who needs it. And check the link in the description for the full article with every recipe and ratio written out so you can refer back to it easily. I will see you in the next one.